And here's another episode of Alphacology, and I'm here with my main man, Tony Wilson. And we're gonna chop it up about some interesting things today. And I sent him something. What I sent you? I sent you
Man,
something
you sent
from
me
last night.
some dudes scoring over 60. One scored 62, Karl Anthony Towns,
Right.
and another one scored 70, Joel Embiid. And it's funny, both of those dudes had some scoring milestones because it's on the same day that Kobe scored 81 points.
That's crazy. That's what the meme said too.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, let me send this all to you. Just
Yeah.
right, it came right on time. It was in the group chat.
Right when I was
and everybody
on my
was
way.
like, ain't that's crazy? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, it's crazy. All right. Some people ain't gonna say it's crazy.
Right, yeah, I think it's normal, even though, I say about a few years ago, before I realized sports was rigged, I'd probably been like, man, that's wild, but, because I know all these games are based on basically number rituals.
Correct.
I'm not gonna say it doesn't impress me, because you still have to have some type of athleticism to play in the NBA. You gotta have some type of skill set and athleticism. So you can't rig that aspect of the game, but you can definitely rig the outcomes. So that's why it's more of a number ritual. Just to get a little more into it, Kobe scored his 81 points in his 666 game of his career. So
Correct.
You're talking about number rituals and the people that run in sports and entertainment in Hollywood. They're big on the number 666. And another 666 ritual you got with LeBron James, who made it to 6 consecutive finals. And he started in Miami when he was wearing number 6. And the last player to do that was Bill Russell, who also wore the number 6. So there's a lot of parallels to past and future and present as far as sports is concerned with the NBA right now.
Oh, okay. See, that's what I'm going to get into today. So, like we say all the time, this alphacology, you're here to learn to be the most alpha version of yourself. And we drop gems, and we always dropping new knowledge. And this is a authentic cat right here, man. Tony Wilson.
Appreciate
Real,
that.
and I've known you for a couple of years, and you've been consistently you. And those are the type of people I'm comfortable around. People who don't switch up on me, change up on me.
Facts.
They gonna be consistently you. They're gonna be consistently themselves, right?
Right.
And I know what kind of conversation I can have with you about certain things in your area of expertise, the way I see it. And he deals with something, what we call esoteric knowledge, like knowledge everybody can't understand or don't want to understand.
Well,
don't know.
Just to put it plainly, esoteric knowledge is the word esoteric means that what is hidden.
Right.
So it's just hidden information that they're not aware of. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, with your brain, you have the dark side of your brain, which represents your subconscious, and then the light side of your brain is stuff which is your conscious.
Right.
So the whole idea is to take the dark stuff and bring it to the light to give you better understanding of, how to deal with this matrix.
Yeah, I talk about your subconscious mindset all the time. And to be honest with you, you form your subconscious mindset by doing certain things over and over and over.
And building habits.
Yeah, building good habits, I'm gonna say positive habits, like doing this, knowing some
like
knowledge.
Doing Gematria does take some time. You just can't jump into it and
But it's one of those. But it's one of those things. Once you're exposed to it, it's always gonna be in the back of your head. Like, I wonder if this.
Actually feel empowered.
Yeah, I wonder if this is part of the numbers, or this is rigged, or when I see a meme where it's like, oh, they scored a bunch of points the same day Kobe scored a bunch of points.
Right.
That ain't no coincidence. You might want to say it's a coincidence, but it's not. With that being said, where do people can reach you? Because that's what we need.
Well, they can reach me on, right now it's just Facebook. I had an Instagram and that got hacked. I don't know what's wrong with folks. You just can't leave people shit alone. But,
Right.
it is what it is. But that's what I'm working with right now.
So you got Facebook.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the Facebook?
Facebook, you can reach me at Anthony Wilson. That's
Anthony
my name.
Wilson?
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, if you guys want to learn a little bit more about Gematria and those things of that nature, and you trying to figure some things out, he definitely can help you out. So, Anthony Wilson on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. And you can also reach me on Alphacology 1K. That's Alphacology 1K. And on Twitter as well, Alphacology 1K. I do want to ask you a question though about it, right? Because I get this a lot. I'll be talking to friends or
Right.
whatnot. And you know what I'll say? Like I was talking to my girl one time. And I was like, man, they do this because of this.
Right.
You see how they set this up? They always putting this in your face so it could download in your subconscious.
Right.
Saying something that she might think is extra woke, right? And she was like, okay, so what? And what you gonna do about it? Right. And I thought about it, I'm like, man, what you mean what I'm gonna do about it, man? Like, what? All right, so, and it sent me I gotta think deeply about this. And, my father used to always say, you gotta know who you are. And he also used to say, once you find this, you get this information, you use it to your advantage.
Right.
So, I do think
definitely
knowledge is important. So that's why I was gonna ask you, why would numerology, the gematria, be important to your average man, your average woman?
In gematria, especially with dealing with number rituals in sports, like I spoke about earlier, sports is very much rigged. But if you get an understanding of the gematria of either the teams or the players, you can actually make money gambling.
Oh yeah, I done made a couple of money off of some numbers you done sent me. I was like, okay,
you know what I mean? Especially,
makes sense.
Yeah, especially in NFL this season. I had a few folks that that told me they appreciated me presenting some of the information before a lot of games, and they were able to make a few dollars. But besides that, you actually feel more empowered because you have a better understanding of what's really going on in this world and how the powers that be, basically, they make a mockery of the masses because they don't expect everybody to know what they're putting out. They'll put it right in your face and you won't even, recognize what's going on.
And I'm gonna say, they do that, but they put it right in your face. And I think it's very important. I know it's very important to know they don't leave nothing by chance that goes on, especially in the entertainment realm at all.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of spirit cooking, that's what I call it, and subconscious downloads that they want the people to have, because believe it or not, your mind actually can change your DNA. So they do a lot of DNA changing.
Of course, you can definitely change your DNA just by reading.
Just by reading, meditating,
the information you're bringing in.
Yes.
To yourself.
And I thought that was a lie, but then I was like, okay, yeah. So the Bible does say, so a man thinketh, so is he. So whatever you thinking you are, then
right. And it's funny you mention the Bible because in gematria is based on letters, or should I say coding of letters and numbers, right?
Yeah.
Now in the Bible, it says in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. Now in the Jewish, I think Talmud, they talk about how God created the heaven and the earth with numbers, with letters and numbers. Okay. Now you have to understand, if we're taking it, a little more literally, understand that the people who are using this knowledge to run the world, they are playing God. You see what I'm saying? So, and it's funny, in 4 more days, it's going to be the 26th, which is the 4-year anniversary of Kobe's death. And the number 26 is very significant because it's known as the God number. Now, the God number, reason why is because in gematria, God equals 26 in gematria. There's also a lot of other words, that equals it as well. But even when you look at your anatomy, because it aligns with your anatomy and it aligns with the universe, so you got 26 bones in your hand, 26 bones in your feet, got 206 bones in your body overall, and you see the numbers 2 and the 6 again. always comes to play. Um, but that's just scraping the surface. Now, when we're talking about Kobe and his death, the number rituals come into play because, for example, his death was 37 years to the date of Bear Bryant's death. Now,
Right.
Bear Bryant used to be the head coach for Alabama. And it was funny because,
Bear Bryant.
yeah, because it was funny because shortly after Bear Bryant coached his last game, when they interviewed him, he said, "I guess I'm going to just go somewhere and croak or something of that nature." And he died like not too long after that, maybe not even a month later. You know,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know how
great.
many days, but it was
That
very,
was
very
great.
short.
Yeah, that
But
was
see, the
weird.
thing is, when you're talking about Kobe's supposed to have died randomly, right? But yet, when he died, if you look up, like, okay, he died at 41 years old, but he also died 41 days after the Pope's birthday, for one. And he was coming from what is known as Catholic Mass. Now, when they put stuff like that in the news on a person, they basically letting you know, okay, who's running Hollywood and who runs the sports and entertainment industry, which is the Jesuits and the Roman Catholic Church. Um, Not only that, but you had let me see, his daughter who died with him. She was 13 years old. Now, if you look in one of Kobe's ciphers, L.A. L.A.
Right.
equals 13 in Gematria, and they died. If I'm not mistaken, they died in Calabasas, which is not too far from L.A. But when you take the 41 and 13 and add them together, you get 54. Now, the number 54 is significant because the day before Kobe died, LeBron surpassed him in scoring.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
when he scored the 54th,
We had a conversation about that.
And he scored the 54th point of the game. LeBron did. Okay? And then now, the next day, Kobe's dead, and him and his daughter's dead. And it's like I said, when you add 41 and 13, you get 54. Now, what's even, more spookier is the fact that that particular season, COVID had hit. Okay, shortly after Kobe died,
COVID. That was 2020.
Yeah, well, really. So let me say coronavirus, because what I want to say is the funny thing about it too. When Kobe was buried, he was buried in Corona del Mar. Now they'll drop little hints and stuff, to have you foresee what they got coming in the future. And it just so happened right after that, shortly, you had the league had to stop. Folks was going on lockdown all because of the coronavirus, which they later called COVID-19. Now, it's funny because the Lakers dedicated that season to Kobe, okay? And they ended up winning the championship, right? Now, the funny part about that is when they won the championship, it was 37 weeks from when Kobe died, okay? Now, the number 37 comes up again because the 37 is also in his gematria, and it was 37 years to the date when Bear Bryant died. So you had he shared the last name with somebody who died on the same day, and then the team he used to play for ends up winning a championship in his honor. And the crazy part about it, they won it on a holiday known as Daddy-Daughter Day. How do you put that shit together like that? No, that's just how these rituals are lined up, okay? And it's just like, and there was no way possible that would have happened unless COVID, because it happened during the summer. Basketball season isn't really during the summer.
And I
You know what I'm saying?
And again, I won some money because he was like, they gonna win the championship.
Yeah,
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, but I thought it was gonna win it in 5 games because all the other series they won, I think they won in 5. And I'm thinking, okay, Kobe died at 41, it's gonna be in 5 games.
Nah, you told me months
Yeah.
before. We like, yeah, the Lakers gonna win it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. But I'm just talking
that's
about
how I got
yeah.
it winning.
But as the series was going on, I'm like, okay, they're 4-1 here, 4-1 here, 4-1 here. So I'm thinking they're gonna do that in the finals, but they ended up winning in 6. So they wanted to make sure that it was they emphasized that the end was on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So
who they played again? Didn't they play
the
Heat?
Miami Heat.
Yeah. I mean, I always thought just because I could have just blew it off like, man, they don't rig no games. But I remember DraftKings. I remember I used to do DraftKings, and it'll probably be like 157,000 people playing DraftKings on a full Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got 157,000 people playing DraftKings per entry.
Mm-hmm.
That's billions of dollars. You think they finna let billions of dollars go by
Of
chance?
course not,
You think
no.
if you got a chance to rig a game and keep billions in your pocket, you'll rig that game.
Right.
You'll rig that game.
Well, that's the thing though.
Yeah.
It was another game. The Lakers had just played the Bulls, and I don't know if you remember that one time the Lakers was thinking about trading Kobe to the Bulls, and
I
the Lakers
remember
and the
that.
Bulls, the last game time they played each other, I think the score was 108 to 124, and those are numbers 8 and 24.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So once the scores come in, then that's when you do your gematria calculations. And
Well,
you can
it's
find
easier to
You
do
can
them,
find the riddle
but
after that.
no, you can find the riddles before too. The
Okay.
only thing is what you have to do, understand, because it's rigged, they do have it double coded for both teams. So that's how Vegas is able to stay afloat. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, it's all about who has the strongest riddle. But I've also heard what's the dude play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He used to play for them. He said basically whatever team wins is going to be determined when Vegas makes the call. Plain and simple. So both of them can have riddles going in.
But check this out.
Gotcha.
Also, what I've been peeping too is when you look at the numbers, just because I just like to gamble a little bit.
Right.
I see a lot of times when a lot of people, like that
They
Alabama
go one
game,
way? Yeah.
a lot of people go one way.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas go.
Goes another.
That's when Vegas make their money. I just figure it's kind of weird.
Well, see, the thing
It's
is,
kind-
with that game in particular, this is the funny part, right? Alabama, if you type in, I think championship, is 131. Now, Alabama at the time was 12-1. So if they won that game, they would have went to the national championship, and their record would have been 13-1. That 13 didn't hit for them, and then right after that, Nick Saban retires. So this was really all
He's been coaching
planned
for
out.
a long time.
Yeah, and I would say this too. Check out those commercials that him and Deion Sanders be in. Watch closely, because I'm almost guessing the torch is getting ready to be passed to him, and he's going to have a lot of success coaching in the college ranks.
So you got
we'll have to see.
You got Deion Sanders being
I think it's a State Farm commercial,
a
right?
top 5 coach.
Yeah,
right now. All right.
I can see in the future. Maybe
I gotta
not.
write this down.
Maybe not necessarily the
Definitely
near
gotta
future. I say maybe next 1, 2, 3 years.
Mhm.
He's definitely going to be on the map. But not only that, if you look at what's your boy's name, the quarterback for Kansas City, he's had a lot of success.
Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, with State Farm, with the whole bundle thing. But it's like, if you pay attention to those State Farm commercials, they kind of give you a little foreshadowing of who's going to be the next big thing. Because before that, you had Aaron Rodgers on there. He had only won one Super Bowl, but he was still a very successful quarterback,
yeah,
big
he's
name.
very
He had the little
quarterback.
discount double check thing going on,
Mhm.
whatever, So you can see a lot of foreshadowing through their commercials, because it's like I said, there's a saying by Pythagoras that all is number, and that's just what it is. Everything is number. Everything is numerical. I don't care what it is. So when you look at it from that perspective, it'll give you a better understanding of how they use this knowledge to rule over the masses. Because a lot of people, you can say this stuff too, and they be like, "Oh man, you full of shit, man. Get the hell out of here."
Right.
No matter how many connections you can put, they'll always have something, some bullshit, to speak against it. And to expound on
It's
Kobe,
kind of weird though, because I've seen you go back and forth, and it's like,
yeah, I don't do that no more, man. I ain't arguing no more.
Don't
I'm not
argue
doing
with
that.
yeah. You've been undefeated for quite some time on Facebook. Been undefeated,
Right.
But it's like, okay, what about this? Nah. What about this? And it's just like all the stuff he's saying adding up. It just adds up. It makes
Right.
sense. So
And we talking numbers. So.
yeah, at the end of the day, I always like that because, how can I put this? It keeps me ahead of the game for my goals.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So even though a lot of guys are gambling, like, man, I just do my homework, you still kind of doing numerology. You still
Exactly.
kind of doing gematria, because okay, they supposed to win, but you still have like, man, I don't know.
Exactly.
Because this team, I done seen this movie before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and then you see if you watch sports like basketball, football real closely, it'd be a lot of little stuff that they should have did, but they didn't, so it looked rigged.
Of course.
You know, and once you coach these players, and I know I played the game, and when you see a professional football player make a mistake
That they normally don't make.
or they make a mistake that only 4-year-olds make when they play football, then you like, yeah, this rigged.
Yeah,
You
but
been playing
sometimes,
football.
but then again, you got other games like with the Patriots. Like peep this.
Like
New England Patriots, right?
Like the whole Debo Samuel thing. I was upset because I did have him on one of my tickets. He just walked on the field. They talking about he was hurt. Man, that boy ain't hurt. He was not supposed to play that game. They
Well,
probably
see,
told him.
if you do some numbers on it, might have been a lot of people who had him on their prop pick to do something that game and didn't.
They did.
You know what I'm saying?
We
So-
all had him on
Yeah,
prize
so-
picks.
yes.
Like, let me stop there. We
So, you
all
know,
had him.
But getting back on the Patriots, right?
Right.
Now the New England Patriots is out of nowhere after 9/11. In the Patriot Act, what happens? Tom Brady and the Patriots emerge out of nowhere and they win like six fucking Super Bowls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But just like I tell people, you go into his Gematria and you see, first of all, he has, I think, the 201 in his name, which is Jesuit order, and that goes back to, or should I say the Jesuit order, which goes back to the same group of people that run sports. And then you have he has a 35 and a 46 in his name.
Right.
35 and 46, man, I want to tell y'all about the Catholic, and how one, I think both of them equals Catholic, okay? And the significance of those numbers is this: we've only had 2 Catholic presidents, okay? One was John F. Kennedy,
JFK.
okay, and he was
wasn't it Bush?
he was our 35th president and died
Nah,
at
that wasn't
46.
Bush.
No, it's Joe Biden right now,
Biden.
and he's our 46th president right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now I'm gonna tell you something else. It's kind of funny. If you type Trump's name in the Gematria calculator, you get 47. Now he's gonna he could possibly
I can put a
be.
bit on that.
I think it's a good possibility he's going to be the 47th president, depending on, because if you look at what candidates he may have they put out there for him to face, and not only that, the way the economy is looking now in comparison when he was in office, a lot of people upset with Biden. Not only that, he's allowing all these military-aged immigrants, men, coming into our country. We don't know what the hell they're here for, and they're.
But they was talking about shutting down school.
They did shut down
They
school.
was talking about
so they
shutting
can
down
house them.
school in New York to house these immigrants.
I think
And
they
I'm
have.
just
I think
like,
they did. That they actually did. They
They
followed
did?
through with that. Yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's serious. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's y'all president.
Yeah, but that's just to give an example of how powerful those numbers are, and it's all about really if you have the numbers.
I
you
know
can get
that.
into anything.
I did not know this. I didn't know they made it illegal to be homeless now. So they gonna start.
Yeah,
They gonna start throwing people in jail for being poor. And
pretty much.
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't doubt it, but I would say getting back to the sports thing, right? Because I know in a few days it's going to be anniversary of Kobe's death, but his
What
death
day?
actually
What day is that? Saturday?
January 26th.
That's
the day the 23rd. I think it's on
Friday.
either Friday or Saturday. What's the
Oh,
day?
the
23rd?
Ravens play Saturday, I think.
It was 26th.
Yeah. Pat Mahomes and the
Yeah.
versus the Ravens.
Yeah, but what's crazy is what I noticed is when I did my research on other celebrities who died, his death is he has some parallels with Moses Malone, Daryl Dawkins, and the reason why that's significant is because they played in Philly. And Philadelphia is Kobe Bryant's hometown. Now peep this. Now, Kobe in his last game of his career played against the Utah Jazz, right? Now, Kobe, I think, was the 4th player ever to be drafted out of high school into the NBA. You know who the first was?
Who?
Moses Malone. But he was drafted out of the ABA first. He was the first player ever to be drafted out of high school. And then you have Daryl Dawkins. He was drafted out of high school too, but with the NBA. And both of those guys played together. I think they played on the 76ers and won a title. But the significance of it is they died 17 days apart from each other. And the number 17 is I think equals kill in Gematria. Okay.
Right.
And the significance of that is this: when Kobe's on his last game against Utah, he scored 60 points, right?
I remember that.
Now, when he got drafted, when Moses Malone got drafted, he got drafted by the Utah Stars. So there's parallels there. And when Kobe, when he scored his 60 points, when he scored 60 points, it was 213 days after Moses Malone had died. Okay, now why is that significant? It's because if you remember when Tupac, when he dropped that album, All Eyes on Me, it was on February 13th, another 213. And he died 213 days later on the same day as Moses Malone died on September 13th, which could be written 13/9. Like if you're in Europe, you can write the date 13/9. So you'll put the day first, then the month. So it'll be 139. That would be the same as both of them died on the same day, but they both have the 213 core, you know what I'm saying, connection. Not only that, but Kobe died 157 days after his 41st birthday. Moses Malone died 157 days before his birthday. I forget which birthday it was, but it might have been 42nd, close to it. But what's crazy is Kobe, even though he died at 41, it was still in his 42nd year of life. So it goes back to that number 42 and how they branded on black people, and how that number 42 is still very biblical. Going, if you want to go into what they call the 42 generations of Jesus. But in the Bible, it talks about how Jesus had, hair of wool and, skin like brass. So it's kind of like a Jesus ritual that they kind of did with Pop. Because I think, that album that came after he died, I have to go look it up. I got it in my notes, but it'll come back to me. But no, Machiavelli.
I thought that was came before he. You know what?
No, they came after he died. If I'm not mistaken, it was.
Forgive me, I was.
I know. I think it was connected to the number 74 because the word cross, Jesus, and all of that connects to number 74. And going with let me see who else. I mean, it's a lot of players and whatnot and celebrities who went down with the number 74. But that's another big number to the Jesuits as well. So
42 and 74.
A lot of numbers, but though like 74 is huge because it deals with religion and it deals with Christianity. And the Jesuits were really, they're supposed to be they are the foot soldiers for the Roman Catholic Church, for the Pope. Mm-hmm. And the Roman Catholic Church sets the foundation for the Christian religion. And those that really know, the Jesuits was going around doing their thing as far as with the Spanish Inquisition, and from a historical standpoint, they were forcing religion on the masses, really your ancestors, known as the Spanish Inquisition. So in history, I think it's important to know your history because you need to know where you're coming from to know where you're going.
So, but that's what I usually say. You gotta have a purpose,
right, in
life. And do you feel like knowing the gematria and the numerology is a part of your purpose in life?
Oh, I know it is.
Okay, so I look at it like this: we all good at something. I'm not gonna jump off here and say I know how to do the numerology and the gematria and stuff like that. Right. But I think a lot of things in life are scripted. Oh, you want to be on the right side of that script, and that's up to you. That's up to you if you want to get manipulated all the time.
Yeah, if you're dealing with the elites, they got a script for you, especially when you make it to a certain level of stardom and making money.
Let me ask you something.
They got a script for you.
Do you have kids? Mm-hmm. Do you let your kids watch anything on TV?
Oh no.
Why?
Well, because the thing is, what a lot of people don't realize as well is the entertainment industry, the people that run Hollywood and stuff, they don't have the melanin we possess. And the melanin we possess makes us what is known as superconductors.
I knew you.
So what we can do, we can project our reality through our thoughts, through how we speak, and what we see. So they can't project their reality themselves. They have to use us. So they go through us and use their propaganda on us. And then we bring forth their reality, what they want. So if you look at the overall state of our women, who they put out in the forefront to really destroy us, you know, chicks like Sexy Red, and you know, you got the chicks.
And you don't think that's important? Like, yeah.
Oh, it's very important, but see, the thing
that's
is,
all. That's now it ain't just TV. Where your phone is your TV. It's all through your algorithm.
yeah, but we're being propagandized every day on any and everything, whether if it's through social media, whether it's through the movies, whether it's through television, they get you one way or the other. And think about this: in the early 2000s, right? I started noticing a pattern when a lot of dudes that I went to school with was going to prison. I'm like, what the hell going on? Like, you know,
Why y'all going to prison?
But part of that was because of the music they were being exposed to, and they were being influenced to thinking, hell, if Jesus can go out and, you know, sell it for 16.5, maybe I can go get me a pack and, you know, try to run it
now
myself.
you on the road for 10 years.
Yeah, now you in prison.
Now you're in prison.
And then not knowing that back in the 90s, okay, you had heavy hitters in hip hop make a deal with the prison companies. Know what I'm saying? So it's like they were, you know, helping them
and this is why,
kids, you know, locked up.
And this is gonna bring me back. This is why history is important, because it's gonna put things together. Because you need to know the history of people who are here to manipulate you and steer you the wrong way and basically control you.
Facts.
It's all about the man. It ain't, to me, capitalism never been about money. It's always been about control. Let's see how many people you can control. If you can control people, you will always be rich.
Well, they control the money. There's a saying that goes, give me control of money and I care not who makes the laws. So as long as they control money, they can control you, because they'll know you, if you willing, depending on what price you got on you, you can do anything for that. You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, with the whole, going back to that Cat Williams interview, and how he's exposing a lot of black dudes in Hollywood about them wearing
they got like
dresses
54 million views,
selling
55 million views.
Right, and them selling their souls and whatnot. But, and you know, then you have certain comedians try to speak out against them, say, well, he don't do that with the white comedians. Well, let's get one thing clear. If we're going into Hollywood, we're really stepping into their territory.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So we can't really knock them for what they do to themselves. If that's what they want to do, that's their business. But we should have certain type of standards that we want to stand on before we, you know, try to get involved with these folks on that level. You know what I'm saying?
I always felt like, and well, I don't feel like it. No, I know that for some odd reason, it ain't no odd reason, but the energy of black people has always made the world turn.
But that's exactly, we run everything. We don't really run nothing. Like, we're in control, but we're not in control.
Exactly.
You know, because we control all the fads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the different hairstyles. Even like when you look at gay men, even gay white men, when they talk like black women. Or so they talk like black women from the hood. Like, they don't talk like, you know, a gay man. Like, I can't even really give an exemplification of what.
But they talk like they got the lingo of black women.
Exactly, their energy is a black woman energy. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, even with that, it's like like I said, we control everything. So if they got some shoe brand or some new anything, some shades or some any type of clothing that they want to get put out there, all they gotta do is find a rapper that got a lot of influence, or an actor or somebody who has a lot of fans, tell them, hey, put this on. And then somebody watching them that might be inspired by them, oh damn, what is that? Well, I gotta go get that. And they don't care how much it is. They go buy it just because, you know, they want to feel important.
Right.
So, but that's been going on, you know, for the longest. So it's like now, when we try to do our own, I think that's the kind of like the backlash of it. Because
it's a lot of backlash, and I'm gonna just say it like this. This has been what I've been seeing, especially in the entertainment industry for the last couple years. It's been a depletion of talent.
That's on purpose.
That's on purpose.
The
most talented people I done seen ain't been on the TV screen, or don't have a record deal.
So that means you should know it's not about talent.
Yeah, it's not about talent.
It's about really, and to be honest with you,
it's about if you gonna carry out those rituals.
Not only that, but do you have the numbers in your gematria?
Right.
Because when you have the numbers in your gematria, they're able to do rituals easier versus, you know, and plus not only that, how much can they control you? and how much are you willing to do? You know, I can't wait for, you know, some future episodes.
And
you
I
know,
think,
talking-
that's something that we should have caught on a little bit earlier. That's why I think all this important, because when you know stuff like this, now you realize your power.
Oh,
When
yeah,
you know
most
stuff
definitely.
like Gematria and the rituals they do, and we always focused on Hollywood and what's going on, but we don't know what's behind the scenes. They just
Right.
need our energy. Because guess what? If I look at a celebrity, it's like a gods and goddesses. If nobody acknowledges them or worships them, they have no power.
Exactly. So you don't pay them no mind, it's a wrap.
They have no power.
Yeah.
So that's the work. One of the worst things black people could do is give their attention to an entity that's evil.
Yeah, entity that doesn't mean
Attention is a hell of a drug. That's the name of the game
Right.
today.
Right.
Because if they put $1 million worth of marketing into you, and we just say, man, we ain't finna pay it, and we don't talk about it,
Right. Then they screwed.
they screwed.
But all they gonna do is try to find somebody else who they feel like can manipulate.
And I tell people, I tell my daughters, I tell everybody hey, your attention is your currency at the end of the day. That's your energy, your attention. That's
exactly what it is.
Your energy is your currency. So
currency is energy. You know that.
Right.
That's why they call it currency.
And we learned this from little boy. Hey, they picking at you, ignore them. Keep going. It'll go away.
Right.
You just be successful.
Facts.
You gotta focus on you. And a lot of us don't focus on us. We focus on what everybody else doing. And you see what you said. What's the girl name? Oh, you see what the girl did? Whoa. And now we talk. Oh, this girl says she don't go to Cheesecake Factory. Now we talking about Cheesecake Factory. Why are we giving that attention to that?
Exactly. And not only that, but at one time.
Why are we giving attention?
Yeah, think about it though. But at one time back in the day, we would come together, and congregate or whatever. But we mind our own business. We did, what was necessary for ourselves and our family. And, families that were really tight knit didn't really let outside influences, persuade them to do bullshit. Now it's
But you got that TV in the house,
exactly.
You got that cell phone in your hand, and you could get a lot of influence done. And I figured the same thing, like, okay, well, if y'all gonna influence people to do bullshit, I'm gonna get on here and influence people and give them the esoteric knowledge and introduce them to people who understand this and can teach it to you.
Yeah, give them a chance to really learn something worth learning.
The internet is the best and the worst weapon.
Of course.
I always say YouTube University, but you learn a lot of stuff, and you can find your way. I think we all know right from wrong.
Right.
So I know right from wrong once I give my energy to something.
Right.
And it just feels like depleted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I done gave my energy to something or even people, and I feel empowered. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I try to be around those people that I know I can feed off of. That's how I look at it. They can feed off me. And
okay. I want to say in closing, I want to bring up one more celebrity only because.
Which celebrity? Hold on now.
Nate Dogg. He died at 41.
Nate Dogg died?
Yeah.
Man.
Well, the reason why I want to bring him up, is
now I gotta play a song in the car.
Because he died at 41, right? And he died in LA. And he died in the 213 area code like Kobe. You know what I'm saying? And
Calabasas.
It was 213 area code. I think it was in Long Beach, I think, which is not too far.
They all like that.
Which is
Long Beach.
which is not too far from LA. You know what I'm saying? And also he went down with the number 37 like Kobe. You know what I mean? Remember, if you type in Kobe's name in the Gematria calculator, you get 37.
What day did he die?
He died on March 15th.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that could be written 15/3.
Is that his 42nd year of life, or?
It was definitely his 42nd year of life. As a matter of fact, he might have died at 42. No, he died at 40. Let me see. I think he died at 41, but it was his 42nd year of life. You know what I mean? And just like they always put brand that number 42 on us, I go on and on. Like I think Muhammad Ali, he was born in 42, and he got the 42 in his name. Got Martin Luther King, got the 42 in his name.
When I make it past 42, I'm safe.
Right? Well, you would think that, right? But,
Right.
But 44 is even worse because 44 is
Well, I'm gonna get famous at
killed.
50.
You know what I'm saying?
And I
But
should
then
be-
after that, you 52.
I should
Then
be-
you got 50, you gotta worry about 52, you gotta worry about 58. And when you get into 60, you gotta worry about 60.
I don't want to be.
62.
I only need to be famous
I'm just
for
saying,
a couple
that's if
months.
you- that- no,
I
but I'm
kept
just saying.
collect a couple checks. They can have it after that.
Right. Well, that's the thing. If you sign your name in blood with them, they're gonna come collect regardless.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, it was this dude who played in Beverly Hills 90210. He was Shannon Doherty's, who's the lady who was one of the main characters, who's actually dying of stage 4 cancer right now. He just died, I think it was January 20th. And January 20th can be written as 2/01, the Jesuit order. It's almost every year somebody dies on that day. You know what I'm saying? Almost every year. Or if somebody don't die, that's why they'll have a presidential, when they have the inauguration, they have it on that day. 201, they let you know who run the world. It's the Jesuits. You know what I'm saying? But they're really they're the foot soldiers of the Pope. So I keep, you know what I'm saying? They go hand in hand.
So how we stop them from running the world? I know.
Well, the thing is, what we got to do, to be honest, I mean, we can still gamble on, player props and all that. I wouldn't necessarily say you can stop it, but, like paying to go to basketball games, like paying to go to these venues and for these people to entertain us.
Oh, giving
What they call
them
bread and
energy?
service. Exactly.
Giving them
That's exactly what
energy.
we're getting. Yep.
Giving them energy and attention. Okay.
Facts.
Okay. I mean, after that,
Facts.
we're all gonna have our little vices, and I don't think it's the end of the, it's such a bad thing. But
Of course not. But it's all
it can
about
ruin your
supporting.
life.
But the
It
thing
definitely-
is, you give the powers that be
the support
even
they
more
need.
power to continue to control not only you but the next generation that's coming after you. Because they ain't even really focused on us. They
Yeah,
focused
it's
on
about the
who's
kids.
coming up.
It's about the
That
kids.
That's how they stay in control. You know what I'm saying?
So a
when
lot of
I
this
say
stuff, a lot of this stuff like the sexy reds and the degenerate rapper stuff, that ain't for us. We be like, man,
No, it's not.
It's stupid. Why they doing it?
But we can live above the influence. It's the people that have a tough time deciphering between entertainment and what's like real life. You just like been so many years of Real Housewives of Atlanta and in California and all in New York and Jersey, right? Why you think these women are coming up talking about they won't eat at the Cheesecake Factory or no shit like that? It used to be a time they were appreciative of a man that treated them like a woman and appreciated them for being a woman they are. And now they going out because they seeing all these women buying these BBLs. They want to get BBLs. You going over or going down south thinking that's what's happening. The hell no. That is shit.
That's what they
give me
get their
natural
energy to.
all day, every day. I don't want none of that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't age well when you get older. And you around here.
God ain't give it to you, that mean you ain't need it.
Bad.
That's what they
You know what I'm
say.
saying? And you got balloons down here, but your titties looking like IV bags up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit don't make no sense. I'm just saying. You just straight up. It's just, you fucked up, and it just is what it is.
We gotta do a
If we gonna keep
BBL
it-
episode, man. Better body, better life. That's
Pretty
what
much.
you need.
That's about the size of it. You know what I mean? But in closing, I say I can't wait to do more shows because I got plenty
Appreciate you, brother.
of, rituals to talk about, and speak on and, to enlighten the people. So, yeah, I'm
Okay,
ready.
I appreciate that, man.
No problem, cuz. You got it.
All right, man. It's been another episode of Alphacology. And like I say at the end of every episode, this is not tea, it's protein. Peace out.
For sure. All right.
And I need y'all to stand up and shake each other, like give each other some down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Stand up, shake ass, man. This ain't Hollywood now. This is Black Wall Street.